Hello friends, today we shall study about while loop in Python. As we know, while loop is one of the most important loop in any programming language. Similarly, in Python programming language also, while plays a vital role. Let me first shift to the script mode. Suppose I am creating a variable I, which I am initializing to 0. Then I am writing the while loop. While I is less than equal to 10, colon, printf. What we have done here? We have taken I, a variable, which is the control variable. That means LCV, the loop control variable, which we have initialized to 0. What is the test condition? Test condition is that the value of I should be less than equal to 10. And what is in the body of the loop? There is a single statement, print I. That means we are printing the value of the LCV. Now let us run this program. Run module. As we know that, in ideally, first we have to save the program before we execute it. So first we have to save it. We can give any name. I'm giving just a random name. So here comes our output. So what we are getting? We are getting a infinite loop. Now the question is why we are getting a loop like this, which is not terminating. The reason is here we haven't given a most important thing, which is known as the counter. This is a mistake which we often do in while loop. Unlike for loop, there is no default counter here. That means the loop will not increment automatically. So what we have to do, we have to increment it manually. So what I'm doing, I'm introducing a counter, increment counter. I is equal to I plus 1. Now what happens? The value of I increments by 1 in every iteration. Now let us run the loop and see the output. Now we are getting 0 to 10. All right. Are we getting the expected output? Let us see. For I is equal to, for I less than equal to 10. So our final value is 10 and we are getting 10. And what was our initial value? Initial value was I is equal to 0. Now let me remodify our program. I'm now initializing I to 1. Increasing the value of 10 to 20. And instead of I is equal to I plus 1, I'm incrementing the counter by 2. So what happens? This scenario changes. Now the initial value of I has become 1. The final value of I has become 20. And the body of the loop contains a print statement and a counter. The counter is a positive counter and it increments by 2 in each iteration. Now if we run this loop, what happens? Now when we run this loop, we are getting 1, 3, 5, 9 till 19 we are getting. So we are finding that all the odd number within 1 to 20 gets printed. Now, suppose we want a decrement counter. In that scenario, what we have to do? We have to initialize the value to a greater value. For example, let the initial value of I be 20. And let I be greater than 1. Greater than equal to 1. And now what is happening? Now we are commencing the loop from 20 and gradually decreasing it to 1. So what we have to do? We have to introduce a negative counter. So I'm introducing a negative counter minus 1. Now see what happens. If we run the loop, if we run the program, we are getting a value from 20 to 1. So this is a decrement counter and the loop is decrementing. So these are two variations of for loop. Depending on our requirement, we can use any variations. Now, like for loop also, while loop 2 can be nested. That means we can place one loop within the body of another loop. But we shall learn about the nested loop, both the for loop and while loop, in the next video. For the time being, we shall just concentrate on the single loop, because these are the preliminary series of videos. That means it is meant for those persons who are just starting learning this language. So we are trying to keep it simple. Hope you have liked it. Thank you.